Hi, it is January 5th, 2022. This is a special Board of Selectmen's meeting. It's a Zoom meeting only. This will be placed on Channel 9 as well as uploaded to YouTube. And let me introduce the members of the Board of Selectmen since this is remote. We have Dr. Brett Zografos as present.
Present.
Selectman Hull, who is also present. Ken Pacheco, I'm the chairman of the Board of Selectmen. We have Mike Mullen, who's our town administrator. We have our executive assistant, Karin Brady. And I see Tom Pius, chairman of the Board of Health.
Yes.
So could we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and please remain standing for a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Since our last meeting, town of Dighton has had one passing. Charles Manning, 60 of Dighton. We extend our sincere condolences to the family, and at this time, we ask a moment of
Thank you.
Thank you. The next agenda item is the town administrator's report. We'll be changing the protocol, the employee protocols for COVID-19 as a result of CDC's changing their recommendations. So town administrator Mike Mullen.
Yes, and thank you, Mr. Chairman. Everyone will remember, actually at the Board of Selectmen meeting on December 8th, we actually updated our protocols into the document, into a document in effect right now. Like in last week, at the beginning of the last week, as everyone may know, the CDC updated their guidelines, and then actually later in the week, the Department of Public Health updated their guidelines. So specifically what we're changing, actually in part 2A, in 2A in the second line, we're decreasing 10 days and actually inserting 5 days. So in terms of specifying that, an isolation period lasts for 5 days, and also at the end of that sentence, we're gonna at the end of that sentence, in line with the DPH and CDC guidelines, we are going to insert the language that an employee returning to work shall wear a mask. So around others for another 5 days. In the second half of the procedure, actually for employees who have been exposed, we are likewise decreasing actually the 10 days until after 6 days. And then, at the end of that paragraph, we are adding the words, if possible, employees who are exposed shall receive a negative antigen test, actually at day 5 after exposure. So, so I believe I've outlined all the changes, and if there's any questions, I can take them now.
Does the board have any questions?
Actually, Mr. Chairman, just one question.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh.
Mr. Mullen, have you had any discussion with union leadership in regards to this, if there's been any pushback or?
So I sent the updated proposed protocols out. So I sent the updated proposed protocols out on Monday afternoon, and I have not heard any concern.
Thank you.
Yep.
Are there any other questions regarding this? If not, I'll ask for a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I motion that we approve the updated COVID-19 protocols as presented this evening.
Second,
Second, any further discussion? If not, I'll call for a vote. Dr. Brett Zografos,
Aye.
Selectman Hull? I didn't hear that. Was an aye, Selectman Hull?
aye, yes.
Yes, thank you. And Ken Pacheco is an aye. Thank you. So just so the public knows, there has been an increase in our COVID positive cases the past week. Up to January 2nd, we had 69 new cases. The prior week was 61. Prior week before that was 64. The age group roughly is a younger group, the 0 to 19, and it goes right up to 75 plus. So the numbers are increasing slightly. So that's why we need to be proactive as far as COVID-19. That's one of the reasons why we're having a Zoom meeting tonight. The next agenda item is on the old business: review, discuss, and act on the recommendations for part-time contact tracer position. I'll read a letter that was dated January 4th, 2022. The subject is contact tracer interviews, and it was sent to the Board of Health as well as the Board of Selectmen. As a result of the recent spike in COVID-19 infections, the goal of the town was to employ someone who would be able to provide immediate relief to the contact tracing workload of the town nurse with little or no training. There were 5 applications received, each having excellent resumes and work history. The interview team for this position which consisted of Town Administrator Mike Mullen, Town Nurse Nicole Mello, Chairman of the Board of Health Tom Pius, and Health Agent Todd Pillings, conducted 3 interviews for this position on Monday, January 3rd, 2022, each lasting 30 minutes. As a result of the interviews, it was unanimously agreed to by all 4 members of the team to recommend Diana Shannon for the temporary contact tracing position. Diana brings to the town her previous experience as a contact tracer, which includes data input into the Maven system while employed by the state at the Community Tracing Collaborative. Again, we are pleased to highly recommend Diana Shannon, and it's signed by Tom Pius, Chairman. Sorry, my dog's making noise over here. Sorry about that. And we also received in the packet, a resume from Diana Shannon, and it looks like she appears to be very qualified for this position. Does either member of the Board of Selectmen have any questions regarding this?
May I make a comment?
Sure.
I just wanted to say, it seems to me we all have access to the same resume, and probably we all don't know Mrs. Shannon, but I like the fact that it sounds like she can really hit the ground running in terms of the contact tracing. She probably obviously has already done whatever is required to utilize Maven, since she did it for CTC previously. So I think that they will be an asset in this role as temporary contact tracer, and hopefully it's not something that would need to be continued further past the 3 months. But of course, I assume that we will let the data guide us and keep getting those weekly updates from the Board of Health, and then reassess maybe before the expiration of that temporary period. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Z. Any other questions, either for Town Administrator or the Board of Health regarding this candidate? If not, I will entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to appoint Diana Shannon for the temporary contract tracing position of the Board of Health.
Is there a second?
Second.
Dr. Z seconding that motion. Selectman Hull made the motion. Any further discussion? If not, I'll call for a vote. Selectman Hull,
Aye.
Dr. Z,
Aye.
and Ken Pacheco is an aye also. Approval of the warrants. Do we have the warrant information?
Yeah, give me, I apologize. Give me
That's
1
okay.
second. I do have it. Okay. Mr. Chairman, if you're entertaining motions, I motion that we approve the following warrants, all dated January 5th, 2022. Warrant 27A-22 in the amount of $129,511.65, and warrant 27B-22 in the amount of $78,407.58.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? If not, I'll call for a vote. Selectman Hull,
Aye.
Dr. Zografos,
Aye.
and Ken Pacheco is an aye also. Public input? I see that Mr. Ferry's here. Any public input from anybody?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Pius.
Pius, yes, Tom Pius, yes.
Want to speak into the mic? Sure.
Yeah, I meant to bring this up in discussion on the contact tracer position, just in case somebody's watching us tonight. I wanted to also include that the MAVEN system is an acronym for the Massachusetts Virtual Epidemiology Network. So now we all know what MAVEN means. I just wanted to add. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pius. Any other public input? If not,
May I ask a question?
Yes, you may.
And
Yes.
I guess maybe we would, this meeting obviously is virtually. Is it the intention of, the town administrator and you to continue this further, or will we be meeting this Wednesday coming up at Old Town Hall?
I'm not sure. I can't answer that. I will be speaking with town administrator Monday. I do have some concerns about having a public meeting, to be quite frank. But the next meeting, we will have the water commissioners as well as the superintendent of the water district. So it may be important to have a public meeting. By the way, our next meeting is January 12th at 6 o'clock. But I'll have further conversation with our town administrator Monday, see if we can safely have a meeting next Wednesday. I'm going to have to take a look at the numbers on Monday to see what the numbers are. But it is a concern of mine that we may be having Zoom meetings for the short future. Hopefully, in the near future, we're going to be able to go back to our regular public meetings. But that is a possibility. And thanks for bringing that up.
No worries. I mean, it's the chairman's call. So as a member of the board, I'll respect, whatever decision. Obviously, with an important meeting like the water district issues coming up with the superintendent coming, we should make every, effort to have it in person. But again, I'll respect whatever you guys, the data shows.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I echo the comments of Dr. Z in regards to how I feel about that issue, especially the importance of the next meeting. But I also respect the numbers and the role that the chairman serves. So I'll go along with whatever decision you make.
I appreciate that. I also have I would prefer a public meeting, to be quite frank, given the issues that we'll be discussing next week. But I will look at the numbers and I want to make sure that we can all be safe. That's my major concern, as well as the public coming in. I want to make sure that they're safe also. But I'll sit down with town administrator Monday when we go over the agenda, and we'll finalize that, and we'll let them immediately the board know whether or not it's going to be a Zoom meeting, and then we'll obviously post the meeting itself. But thank you. I see Mr. Ferry. Do you have any public input before we adjourn this meeting?
No, I do not. I was just joining the meeting just in case you needed me for anything, because there's a lot going on behind the scenes, as you know, and I couldn't make it to department head this morning. So I was just making myself available.
Okay, thank you. If there's no questions for Mr. Ferry, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
I'll call for a vote. Selectman Hull,
Aye.
Dr. Z,
Aye.
and Ken Pacheco is an aye. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next Wednesday, either on Zoom or in person. Take care.
Thank you. And the audio was great. Good audio. Thank you.
Great.
Really encouraging.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.